I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
What's up guys, Master Styles here, back with another Eternal Evolution video, and today we're going to be talking about Awakening 7 for Daniel. So the first thing I want to know is that I completely forgot about this, that once you get to 7, you now need 3 copies of either the Soul Crystal or Daniel Soul Crystals, right? So when I got here, I was a little shocked. If you are in the Facebook group, you probably seen my post about this. And when I originally looked at it, I thought it was 2 all the way to 10. Once you get past the 3rd Awakening, then after that it's all 2, but I guess it's 3 after this. One thing worth noting about the 7, the Awakening 7, is that for here you're gonna need 400 each, and you pretty much unlock the ability where enemies hit by the pulse that the bear releases can teleport for 3 seconds. And does that really work? I don't know. We'll see if that actually works. I think it should be every time the pulse goes, because again, after the 3 seconds the assassins are out of there, so you know, waiting another 6 seconds for it to pop, don't really know if that really works. This one here too, Jaina one-shotted Daniel at some point, and this was when I had 7. So we are going to do some PvP, but I just wanted to go over this a little bit so you know what the pricing is for once you get to this point. And most people are probably going to stop around 5. I can see it. I would say after you get him to 5, there's no need to put the I don't have one of them, but we can look at the I'll show you what I'm talking about, the neutral soul crystal. Let's go into I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. Star Echo event, these ones right here. I just call them the neutral one, the chaos soul crystal, right? You don't need to put no more of those into him once you get to 5, unless you're really trying to push your summoner team. Then you can do that. That's your choice. But let's take a look at the summoners before we even go into the whole bit. Is my summoners looking like? So Relly, I pretty much have immortal gears on her. Didn't really finish investing in her, but I got extraction on her because again, the bear Durgon is taking a lot of damage, and I decided that if he's going to take all that damage up front, she might as well heal, because the problem with her is that she tends to get wiped out fairly quick, and extraction gives her some additional damage reduction, which is pretty cool. Ampu's the same. I still didn't finish him yet. I did a couple of his gears, bring them to immortal. I still need to finish out his set. I was also working on a madness set for him, but I kind of deferred from doing that and just stayed with the search set. Sif, same thing. I thought I had all of her gears done. Oh, that's on the free-to-play account, but here pretty much the same. Got the madness set done for her, and that's it. Cervelli, I haven't really invested in terms of gear, because again, I don't really use Cervelli on my summoner team. I actually use Purin, because Cervelli is perfect for the team, but once she's awakened, she'll make her way back to the team. But for right now, I'm running Purin for right now. But those are the other summoners. But let's go to Dan here. Dan is Awakening 7, as you can see, hyper evolved 120, maxed out in terms of, what do you call that, evolution. And you can see the combat power, the attack, all of that fun stuff. And all of his gears is immortal too, which is awesome. Until they come out with immortal 3, then I'll start working on that. So I'm very invested into Daniel. This is probably one of the characters that I've invested the most in, because again, Daniel is at immortal 5, and I don't really have too many other immortal 5 heroes. So we're just gonna jump into the action here. Of course, let's see here. The first place we'll start is Of course. Mirage Space. So with Mirage Space, right? They can easily beat it. Actually, we'll just do a full because we have the diamonds, right? We'll do a full 20 because I think what is this? Yeah, yeah, true, cool. So with Mirage Space, pretty much they can beat it. They can beat it, and the question I'm gonna ask is, can they beat it with Cervelli? That let's see, because this is A7 Daniel. Can they beat it with just Cervelli? So let's put Cervelli in there. We're only gonna use summoners. We're not gonna use Piran. We don't need Piran here, and we don't need Piran here. So this is actually my energy team, guys. This is the energy team that I use, and I've been seeing other people using this because, again, when it comes to this energy team, it's great to have Ray up front because I keep calling him Ray, she works well with another Evangelion, which is Shinji. Shinji does a lot of damage, which works perfectly. So again, I'm gonna skip through this battle anyway, so I'm just gonna start it and then we'll go to the main battle. All right, so here we go. I don't know if they can beat it. I don't. So I haven't tried this yet. This is the first time I've done it with Cervelli. Normally I do a Piran, but they're moving fast. And the bear didn't. The bear just came out. See, Sif was running away. Let's see if Daniel can catch up to Sif with this. And that was pretty quick. And that's it. Now Daniel's gonna be gone. Sif is not even gonna be able to catch up. But Sif is keeping up. And mind you, this is Immortal 2 Sif, so the damage is there. And the damage is looking pretty good. Daniel's gonna do big damage. And the question you're probably wondering, is it worth bringing Daniel to 7? Of course it is. 5 is good because that's when you get the real that's when you get the, my goodness, that's when you start seeing the benefits of the awakening at 5 because the bear starts to move around and Sif isn't that far off. Daniel's doing most of the damage, and like I said, I've never really tried it with Cervelli, and I guess I could try it with Cervelli going forward. So this is just the PvE aspect because this here isn't really challenging. The game crashed, so I don't even know what I got out of that. And yeah, so the game crashed there, but basically they won. Just basically they won. Another place I could bring them here is Crimson Abyss. And the thing about Crimson Abyss is eventually they're going to get new levels, which is good, which is cool. Again, this is the team that I run for Crimson Abyss because I just want to get through it quick. I don't really want to waste too much time. So Dominic up front, Daniel, Sif, Fiona, and Piran. This is the team that I run. Probably want to say 30 seconds. The most probably 40. So they take it down pretty fast. So we're gonna try the summoners here with Cervelli, of course. And actually, let me just switch this over because I actually get a little bit more bonuses. And let's see. I know they can clear. They should be able to clear it. Why is she always in that? All right. Let's do. No fold. I don't want to waste that. I want to save it for. And I've been saving these for when the new levels come out because again, that's really when you want to start using those resources. Might as well start saving it because they did say they were going to come out with the new levels. So let's see here. Daniel's going to do the most damage here once the bear comes online, and that is his strength, but also his greatest weakness. Because if you can kill him before the bear comes out, he can't really do that much damage. So here, Daniel's going to take over, and Sif is putting up a fight. I think Immortal 5 Sif with fully immortal gear might give him a run for his money because, as you can see, Sif is still keeping up. And that pushback is nothing, really. So, again, here, the damage. There really isn't much to talk about in terms of the damage output is going to be high, which is expected. But one thing worth noting is that when you bring him to 7, it does not change your stats at all. So just know that for 7, you don't really get anything more in terms of stats. Your stats stay the same. And that's one of the things that I wish, where him going to 7, his combat power didn't even change. So once we get to 8, it's probably going to be the same thing. 9 is probably where you'll see a difference in PvP. PvP, yes. So I do want to push him to 8 because I do want to see how he would be when it comes to endless battles, and that's kind of what I'm thinking about. I use him a lot more now. I use him on a lot of teams, and I find more situations where I end up using Daniel. So again, that was just the PvE aspect. Really isn't much there because, Mirage Space, you already probably beat that if you're at a certain level, or if you're newer to the game. Do you invest this much into Daniel? I don't suggest you do, because again, I do these things so you guys don't have to. I would hold on to those soul crystals, especially I call them the neutral ones. The neutral ones, because those are the ones that you're going to be able to use for the awakening of any hero. So I just did it because, again, I was heavily invested. I started to invest in the summoner team, and to the point where now, even in arena, I noticed that a lot of people don't attack my team, and I run summoners. We're going to see here. That's why we're going to transition into PvP. So at the top here, we have assassin team, maxed out Caraxia. I don't think his Sam is maxed out in terms of, immortal. I don't think so. But I know that his, what's her name? Halentis is immortal too, if I can remember that right. So there's that. There's also floating around, there's a tank team. We have tank team here with Tachi. This team, I've been beating this team so much. It's just literally, I've been punching up on this team a lot. Also, we have the staple energy team. This is the staple energy team. And for me here, I would take out Sam because, if you could get somebody that are now focused, because Sam jumps around, you're going to have Nord's going to have to deal with Dorelli and Sif. Gobo and what's his name? Duragon. I always forget his name. Gobo and Duragon. But we'll just do it. We'll just go for it and see how we do and see. Because look, Sam gets hit. Nord can be taken out. But the problem here is Purin. Purin's going to end up dying once the blast from Jaina comes. See? We actually did pretty well there. That's a hit from Jaina. And the bear's online, but the bear got distracted by Sam. And he actually, see, Nord is dead. Ampu is dead. But the thing is, Sam is actually a great distractor, because with Sam, right, the bear is focusing on Sam. If the bear got into their backline, it would be over. I'm telling you that right now. So once Sam dies, it's over for them, because the bear get close to those two over there, it's done. See, and this is kind of how you'll end up losing, because the bear was distracted by Sam. So Sam's a great distractor for this team, as you can see. But if you run that again, chances are that's pure RNG. Let's run it again and see what happens. So this is why I say the weakness of Daniel is that he targets the person that's closest to him instead of so now watch this. Watch the difference here. So instead of targeting the group, I wish they would change that, because look, Cariolis is dead and Jaina just hits so hard. My goodness, she literally just one-shotted. Yeah, they're gonna lose. Watch this. It's over. Done. Yeah, it's pretty much over. But again, that was because the bear was distracted by Sam. And I guess Sam isn't bad because it's a great distraction, you know? Sam's putting in work and he's going to end up dying anyways. Beard's going to kill him. That's that. Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to that. Where the teleportation, right? Because they're saying that, oh, you can't teleport for 3 seconds. But 3 seconds is pretty quick. So it's kind of useless. It is. It's kind of useless. But you see how in that situation, that was pure RNG where the bear was distracted by Sam. And I was saying that Sam isn't a good person to be there. But I guess against the summoner team, it's kind of a counter to Dan because Sam will always be in the back instead of Daniel aiming for the crowd. I don't know why they didn't make it so he aims for the crowded area versus the person that's closest to him. I just wish they would have fixed that. So that was the energy team in itself. We'll take on the tank team here and see how different this is. We're gonna have Panda in our back, and this is why I moved Piran from the back, because originally I had Piran back there, and of course Daniel's gonna target Panda in the back. And let's see, one pop and it should be over for him. Yeah, dead. I don't understand why they have Fiona on this team. I'm still trying to figure it out. It makes no sense to me. What is the point of Fiona? Because you're not gonna gain the invincibility. Maybe if you're running somebody else that could trigger it. And this is why I always beat this team, because Panda's gonna die. Once Panda dies, there isn't much they can do because you got 3 walls in front of you. And how are you gonna beat that? That keeps going back up in health. So any damage you do doesn't do anything. You do all that damage only for the summoners to re-heal them back up. So that was the tank team. This one, it's hit or miss. It's complete hit or miss, you know. But this is also an AoE assassin team. If you look at it, it's AoE. So again, we could win, we could lose. I'm actually gonna make an adjustment here, move her here, and see how that works. So let's see. Maxed out Caraxium. Dom is Immortal 5. I don't know the rest of them. I know Dom's Immortal 5. So let's see how they do. This is an AoE assassin team, the way I look at it, right? So they first in the invincibility. Anpu's actually doing the most damage here, surprisingly. And he's the first one to die, which is interesting enough. But again, with the assassins, it's hard to kill them. They have all of these cheat death mechanics. And I wish that the bear also had remove invincibility. It should have. I don't know why it didn't. Because again, Daniel's dead, so we're gonna lose this one. We're gonna lose this one. Too much coming back to life. It's just frustrating. Like they can't kill them fast enough, and that's kind of the problem. This is the AoE assassin team. If it was an assassin team that doesn't have, I think Helentis actually helps out too, and Sam's just annoying. Sam is very annoying, by the way. So we did that. What else do we have? This is energy too. What is this? Okay, summoner / energy. And this is what I tend to do too. Like whenever I'm doing PvP, and especially in Hell Arena, and I see summoners, I just go against some. I just put my summoners against them. So let's go against summoners. Let's see what we can do. They got Nord up front. Nord's probably gonna end up getting wiped out unless, yeah, it's pretty much over. The moment I see Nord falling like that, he's not even. I don't even know how he got an ultimate off, and he's not doing enough damage. So it's pretty much over. Dan's gonna die. Yeah, this team needs some work in terms of my investment. Yeah, it's pretty much over for them. They're in trouble, and I don't think the beer was even out yet. That whole time, dead. Goodbye. It's over. Finish them. Global. One thing worth noting. One thing I need to do too. I need to get Dorelli to EX30. I don't have her at EX30. But those are some of the PvP aspects. As you can see, some teams, those are high level teams. We'll go look at them too. So, you know, I'm not just, let's take a look. Let's skip over that so we can see. This was a assassin team. So as you can see, Dominic, like I told you, is Immortal 5. Sam at Immortal. which just goes to show that Sam at Immortal was pretty good. And that's kind of what you want. You want heroes that don't need to go to Immortal 5 for them to be great. Not a shot to Ares, just saying. Helentis is pretty good. I just haven't really invested in her. And this is why if you watch my content, I talk about the AOE assassin team. And as you can see, they beat the summoner team over here. And of course, it's situational. But again, Caraxia brings a lot to the table in terms of her being maxed out. Probably immortal gears. Can't really see that here because the only way to see that is in Hell Arena, which is frustrating. You should be able to see it here. What else did we lose to? We lost to the energy team. Let's go look at that energy team and see. That's my defense. I don't know why I'm showing my defense. But let's take a look at the energy team here. I just want to see the stats. So let's see what they had. So they have Immortal 3 Jaina. And if it was Immortal 5 Jaina, that would probably still be a wash, which is good because you need somewhat of a counter for it. Because again, if you don't, you'll always be seeing summoners all over Arena. You need some type of a counter. Cariolis, again, being at Immortal, putting in work. I don't really know if he did too much, but Sam was pretty much the MVP outside of Jaina. Jaina's going to be Jaina, right? Sam was a great distractor for why we lost that round there. But again, for me, in terms of Daniel's great at A7. Question is, based off of that, should you bring your Daniel all the way up to Awakening 7? Am I regretting it? Is it really worth it? Yes, because again, you need that 15. So unless you got a great hunter team, your 5th team is most likely going to be summoners. And this game is not at the level where you can do mix and match. That's one of the other things I want to talk about. I wish we could be able to create, other different teams outside of the generic summoner and tank and all of that fun stuff. Daniel, Awakening 7, definitely worth it because you may not have seen it there, but for me, I've been using him for a long time now, and I'm saying that you definitely want to get your Daniel all the way up here so you can start wrecking stuff, because he does. Yes, those moments we didn't win there, but that's just a RNG base situation where you may win some, you may lose some, and arena doesn't really matter, to be honest. That's just for ranking, because you don't really get any good rewards over there. But where you need to shine is endless battles and Twilight Lands and Hell Arena and Summit Arena. So for me, I'm very interested to see how my summoner team is going to perform in those settings, because that's where you get the real resources. So again, in terms of PvP, amazing. In terms of PvE, amazing. So for Daniel, definitely want to awaken him, at least get to 5 to really unlock his bear moving around, which is awesome. You need that. And that is where the difference starts. Once he gets to here, once you get to here 5, that's where we start seeing the difference in terms of Daniel, and he becomes the linchpin at that point. So up here in these upper echelons, we'll revisit 9. Actually, yeah, 9. The next time I make a video about Daniel's Awakening, it'll be 9. I don't know when that's gonna be, because it's gonna take a lot, and I'm not doing the neutral soul crystals anymore into Daniel. And my next target is going to be this guy here. I'm gonna start focusing on him, because again, outside of my 5 teams, the teams that win the most is the assassin team and the summoner team, because I'm highly invested in them. My vanguards, my tanks, and my energy team need work. So, and I'm tired of losing. I'm not for all that losing. So my next target is working on this guy, getting him up and start making some content about him. So I want to get him to Awakening 3, and then we'll make a video about him. So I'm actually thinking about making the Awakening into a series because again, Res is eventually going to come online, and I know a lot of people are going to have a lot of questions about the Awakening. So Awakening 3 Leo, I'll eventually get to that at some point. I just don't know when. I'm at the point where I'm not spending money on this game anymore, to be honest. I don't need to. Just don't. But I need some dust. And yeah, so to close it all out, overall, I already said Daniel's awesome, but go do it. Awakening and Dan, Leo, we'll talk about that in another video. And overall, I'm very impressed in terms of what he brings to the table for the Summoner team, bringing the Summoner team back to the map. I love that. We still need a new Summoner in the game. I don't care what nobody says, we do. Because that teleportation needs to be interrupted. We can't have tanks doing teleportations. Just saying. But enough about that. If you're new to my content and you need tips or tricks to progress your account and manage your resources, this is the channel you want to subscribe to. So if you've been rocking with me, you already know what to do. Hit that like button. Until the next video, peace.